Today I'm going to do some mutton taratel. Okay, basically this is a pre-cooked white masala. I'm going to put the entire quantity inside. You all can see that I'm putting. Okay, it's actually a pre-cooked white masala. I'll show you how to get this white masala done the next time. Okay, this is done. Okay, once this is pre-cooked, basically it's all done and it's all well cooked. So after this you have to just add on the curry powder. Okay, now I'm going to add chicken curry powder. This is a chicken curry powder because this is meat, mutton meat. So you have to add on the chicken curry powder. Maybe for about 1.6 kilo you add about 2.5 tablespoons. Okay, or maybe you can add slightly more than 2.5.
For how many kgs here?
For about 1.5 kgs.
Of
Then,
mutton.
Yeah, for 1.5 kg mutton, you can add on this chili powder. Chili powder is basically to enhance the spiciness. So you can add at about 1.5 or slightly 1.5 more. It's okay because that is just a taste. All you have to do is mix them very nice gradually with a very low heat. Do not burn. Okay. Do not burn the spices or the masalas, because if you're going to burn the masalas, it's not going to help you much in getting the right gravy. Okay, if you notice that I'm picking up some water here, it's purely because I'm not going to get it burned, but not pouring too much of water, because the basic idea is to get the masalas cooked. In many cases, if you notice, the curry flavor, the raw flavor of the powder comes out. It's purely because the masala powders are not cooked properly. In this case, I'm pouring a very less water to get this masala powders get cooked. Okay. Once it's cooked nicely, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. You get the oil breaking up from the powder. See, once you get the oil breaking up powder on the surface of the gravy, that shows that your powder is quite well cooked. So that you can decide on putting out your tomato paste and tomato puree. At this moment, I'm just getting the gravy or the powder to get cooked. So the very easy method to do this is actually to pre-cook your white masalas so that you cut off your timing. If not, it's going to take the entire life of your day to look at how am I going to cook. But in this case, I'm cutting short of the method because I've already pre-cooked the masalas. Okay. Now it's getting cooked. You can slowly see that it's turning to a bit darker brown compared to the earlier stage which I put. Okay, you see it's non-sticking, it's almost like non-sticking. Purely it's because it's getting cooked. Okay, very less water, you don't see a water here. A lot of people put water because they want to get things to get faster. Remember, water doesn't have to cook the powder very well. You have to cook in a preheat, nice heat, medium heat, moderate heat. Okay, I'm adding gradually water here. Okay, you notice I'm getting gradually the water. I'm not putting the whole bowl of water here. Okay. Okay, at this moment I'm going to reduce the fire. Okay, the reason I'm reducing the fire is because I'm going to pick up some tomato paste and tomato puree. Okay. Okay, this is my tomato. This is my tomato paste. Okay, well, you can see the tomato paste is slightly darker and thicker. The very reason tomato paste is purely for coloring. Okay, you can add about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. Okay, the next I'm going to pick up is tomato puree. Tomato puree is to enhance the taste. Okay, you can add on the tomato puree about 2 tablespoons for the amount of kgs which I mentioned earlier in my video. Okay, now you can just mix it very well. Remember, tomato is an acidic based fruit. So if you add too much of tomato puree or paste, your curry might be a bit acidic or slightly sourish. So you have to be very careful in playing your ingredients towards your kgs of mutton. At this stage I'm pouring a little bit more water to enhance the cooking method, because The method of what I'm doing here is more of home cooking. It's not a very commercial cooking. Okay, it's a very small amount of mutton here. Okay, so notice I'm getting cooked nicely. Tomato puree and tomato paste is incorporated with the gravy. Okay, I've already pre-blanched my mutton with ginger and some chopped garlic. The main reason is
Marinated.
yeah, it's pre-cooked in a pressure cooker with a lot of ginger, cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, and chopped garlics. Main reason, the mutton has got a very strong smell of the meat. So Indian food is basically need to get rid of this mutton smell. So that's the reason why I'm putting all the spices when I'm pre-blanching the mutton in a pressure cooker. Okay. And do not throw the gravy or the water which you blanch the mutton, because this is what I'm going to add on later to enrich the gravy or the masalas. So at this moment, instead of pouring water, if you notice, I'm pouring the water from the blanched mutton, which is pressurized cooked. So when you want to pressurize the mutton, make sure you put the mutton sufficient water to just cover the mutton, not too much of water, just enough to cover the mutton, so that when you cook, take out after about 10 whistles in a pressure cooker, you'll notice it's like a sponge. Strain, keep the water, because this is what is going to help now. I'm using no water now. I'm putting up the stock. Basically in Western they call it the mutton stock. Okay, so slowly you can notice the oil is coming out. I'm putting more, okay, of the stock here. You notice it's nice color, well balanced. Okay. At this stage, maybe you want to add in some salt, but be very careful when you add salt, because salt has got a different grade of salt. There's rock salt, there's table salt, there's cooking salt. Here I'm putting a cooking salt here, enough to just have the taste until you get the final product. Finally, you add on the taste or the salt which you require. Okay. So if you notice, I'm going to stir them. Very slow fire. You just need to get it boiled. You get the whole thing taste very nicely, evenly. Okay. If you notice, it's boiling evenly and the oil is coming out. So this is the stage where you have to be very careful not to get burnt the whole thick gravy here, because they tend to get stuck to the bottom of the pan and they will get burnt. The moment you get burnt, forget about the whole gravy, you can just dump it in the garbage bin, because the entire cooking is not about who knows how to cook. It's about how you play with the fire, it's how you play with the gravy, it's the amount of food or amount of ingredients you're going to put. At this stage I'm going to put some chopped coriander. Okay, basically Indian food has got a lot of spices, a lot of herbs, but here I'm just putting a chopped coriander. Generally Western people say mutton must have mint leaf. Yes, I do agree. You can have mutton, you can have some mint leaf in the gravy to enrich the flavor. Okay, it's not a mint sauce. Do not put a mint sauce in Indian food. Okay, mint sauce is for Western food. Yeah, this is chopped coriander. Okay, or in Western food they call it cilantro. Okay, or in Hindi they call it dhania. Okay, you notice it's nicely getting cooked. Okay, I'm going to put some chicken stock powder. Okay, this is to enrich the flavor. Okay. Okay, you can narrow down, you can zoom down and see now the oil is coming out. Okay, you can see some of the oil is oozing out in one corner of the pan. Okay, you can keep stirring as long as it doesn't get burned. Okay. So I'm going to stir it nicely, all the sides, so that all the gravy is not wasted. Okay, it's not wasted. If you notice I'm doing it very slow and steady. Okay. This is purely more like a home cooked food. In restaurants, it's basically you will get a bulk cooking done. Okay, they will dump everything, they will do everything. Here is more like a mother's recipe. Okay, my mom used to cook a good mutton broth gravy when I was small. Okay, it's just that I've enhanced it in a better way of the culinary way of teaching. Okay, pre-preparing the whole stuff, unlike my lovely mother who used to search for ingredients while she's cooking. But here I'm just doing it at a very stage where everything is pre-prepared and well balanced in terms of cooking as well as in terms of preparation. Okay, guys, it's ready. Now I'm going to dump the whole pre-blanched mutton leg, which is cut into cubes. Okay, there you go. Okay, now you see the rich gravy is being enhanced with this chopped or pre-blanched mutton leg cut into cube. Okay, and all you have to do is, the mutton is already well cooked. It's almost like a sponge. People love to eat, especially Indian food has to have a very good tender mutton. All now I'm doing is just doing some toss so that the entire gravy is well tossed with the mutton. Okay, not too much of cooking to be done after this because it's all done. All you have to do is a little bit of tasting to be done. Okay. I'm going to just taste a little bit of the gravy. If the taste is perfect, you can just remove it. Because by the time it cools down, entire gravy will get incorporated with the meat. And later on when you serve, you just enhance with some potatoes and a little bit of chopped tomatoes and some chopped coriander to garnish it. Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. This is awesome. People will just love it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think my gravy is almost done. Thank you very much for watching this. Okay, you may get more recipes coming soon from Chef Murali, and I'll teach you more basic recipes rather than commercial way of doing things. Thank you very much. God bless.